Okay, we are here at one of WTC's facilities, and here I have one of my subjects. I'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Lee Burke, and I've been at Western Texas College for 38 years. Prior to that, I spent 2 years at Texas Tech teaching and also getting a master's degree. Prior to that, I spent 2 years finishing up my bachelor's at Texas Tech. Prior to that, I spent 4 years in the United States Army, spending 1 year in Vietnam, and I'm looking forward to another year here teaching.
Awesome. And can you tell us how old you are, Mr. Burke?
Yes, I'll be 70 next September.
That is awesome. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about why you are physically active?
Yes. Oh gosh, I was a pretty fat kid growing up. And of course that always is a stigma you carry for life, and that's why I'm so interested in where I've landed, so to speak, career-wise. I know the feelings these kids are going through, and it's what I want to do is to separate physical education from more or less the sports that we laud and spend so much time and money on. These other kids are left out in the cold and fighting those images they had as children. And if I can get them in my classes at WTC, I take a new format, one that is not demanding as an athletic curriculum might be for getting in shape, because you don't have to do that to be in shape for living. Maybe if you're an athlete you do have to, but we're not talking about athletics, we're talking about living. And the body needs a little help to stay healthy, and body weight needs obviously to come down in America. So I try to mold my class thinking about that little fat kid and helping them along. I'm probably too lenient, but so far it's worked out well for me. Great.
Can you tell us a little bit about your exercise regimen?
My personal regimen is, gosh, I'm pretty blessed being where I am, because I may be one of the few people that actually gets to work out with the classes. And I offer classes that I think are enjoyable, that people have success with, and therefore will probably, hopefully, do the rest of their life. And my primary sport is racquetball. I do teach Aikido. I have a second-degree black belt in Aikido and weight training, and then a course I call body conditioning, which is a composite of 3 areas of wellness, of course, strength and flexibility and cardiovascular. Doing that with the kids after we get started not only allows me to become more or less one of the class, sweating with them and grunting and groaning and kidding around a little bit, but it also, of course, helps my wellness as well and keeps me fit. So it's been a great career for me.
Awesome. Now, were you an athlete growing up?
Not really. We played junior league baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, this would be back in the 50s. And get into junior high, I played a little football. I played freshman football in high school, and then quit football and went into to basketball only. After that, I just kind of lay stagnant for several years as far as sports. I did play some basketball in the Army, and I boxed in the Army.
Okay.
But those were very short-lived, and my wellness factor went from good to bad to good to bad to good to bad, and I know my body was thoroughly confused. Heavy smoker at one time while I was in the service, and of course I had to stop all the bad habits, and did. So that's kind of where I am.
Great. Do you have any athletes that you look up to now? with basketball or football? Any pro
No, really,
athletes or anything?
I don't follow athletics at all.
Okay, interesting.
I'm that sincere about what I do. I do occasionally enjoy the hockey games, the Dallas Stars, but as far as going to games and knowing players of renown, I really couldn't tell you who they are,
Okay.
and that's probably sad. But I think there's another calling for me other than that.
Great. How do your friends and family react to your physical activity lifestyle?
Well, I think I've lived long enough and shown my family especially the benefits. And my daughter is active, and her mom is a very active runner. She actually did a marathon, and that always seems to be the ultimate. Even now they're getting so far out there, a marathon looks easy. But the family was influenced, I think, by the things that I did, and without pushing them or hammering them, shaming them, whatever, into an exercise regimen. And we had a family deal out of it when we were all together growing up, and would attend races, etc. So it was a good social thing for us too.
Great. Now, would you say that you ever felt maybe disengaged from family and friends because
yeah.
of working out?
Not from working out, no. It was, the thing about aerobics, cardiovascular conditioning, when I started, our track was around the house, around the block, up the hills. Their aerobics began at a time when people forget that there just wasn't, I was the only one on the road. I never saw a jogger when I lived in Virginia running up in the mountains in 1968, 69. I truly believe I was the only jogger that I saw in that little town where we lived. And as a result, they thought I was crazy running up and down the hills, but that's the way it began. And then it just grew, and people were seeing the worth of it, reading the information, finding out that you didn't have to be an athlete to be fit and to actually take on some of the athletic qualities that they enjoy.
Okay. Do you think that mature individuals such as yourself are respected in places to be physically active, like facilities, or maybe, for example, you teach and train individuals here? Do you feel respected with your age?
Gosh, yeah. That's been one of the really positives of me getting old around this age group and around my peers. They have really made me feel good here every year. The kids, like I say, I don't come across as gruff and killer, hurt you type of deal. We work out together. I do what I ask them to do, and I truly feel respected by those kids, and I respect them as well.
Right.
Yeah, it's very reciprocal.
That's great. What kind of things do you think prohibit mature individuals from participating in physical activity?
It would take a massive health issue, in my opinion, because there's something anyone can do, unless, like I say, they are physically unable to do that. So I really don't have, I don't chide people, I don't preach, I encourage, but I don't agree with so many of them saying the things they say about, well, I'm just too old for that.
Right.
I wake up stiff if I do that. Well, I do wake up stiff, but so what? It's good for me. What's wrong with being still
Right.
for 5 or 10 minutes?
Right.
The rest of the day is great. Look forward to it.
So obviously you would encourage the more mature individuals to work out. I mean, what are your views on older people who actually work out, and maybe golf or scuba diving, something a little bit more major? What do you feel about that?
Well, here again, that's something else I've done. I've scuba dived. I taught swimming. I've done so many activities at an older age of course, at a younger age as well. And I can understand why that would be a problem for people to participate in. I just can't. Unless, of course, there's a medical issue, which they would know about, I would hope, because you have to know if you're fit to do those things.
Right.
You just don't have to go beyond that fitness level like I say, the athletics require.
Right.
So.
Okay, well, thank you so much for doing the interview, and I'll shake your hand.
Oh, well, thank you
and
for doing this.
I'm having the pleasure of meeting you and now getting to work with you, and I'm excited for what's to come. So
I'm looking forward to
thank you.
Your racquetball game.
Awesome. Thank you.